Welcome to Lesson 5. In our last lessons we looked at the physical parts of a computer. Now we turn to the software that brings them to life, the operating system. By the end of this lesson you'll know what an operating system does, and you'll be able to compare Windows, macOS, Linux, and the mobile systems Android and iOS. Let's start with the big picture. An operating system, or OS, is the master program that sits between you and the hardware. It manages the memory and the CPU, it talks to your devices, it organizes your files, and it controls user accounts. Without an operating system, a PC is really just metal and silicon doing nothing useful. At the heart of every operating system is the kernel. The kernel decides which program gets the processor, how memory is shared, and how requests reach the hardware. To talk to a specific device, like a printer or a graphics card, the OS uses a driver. A driver is a small piece of software that teaches the operating system how to speak to that one device. There are two main ways you interact with an operating system. The first is the GUI, the graphical user interface, which is the windows, icons, and menus you point and click. The second is the CLI, the command line interface, where you type text commands. Both control the same machine, but the command line is faster for repetitive jobs, so it's a core helpdesk skill. Windows is by far the most common operating system in business, so it's the one you'll support most often. For the exam, remember two additions. Windows Home is for everyday personal use. Windows Pro adds business features like joining a company domain and BitLocker encryption. Windows uses the NTFS file system, which supports large drives, permissions, and encryption. You'll often need to know exactly which version of Windows a machine is running. Open PowerShell and type get-computer info, then pipe it into select-object, OS name and OS version. That prints the name and version cleanly. Or, even quicker, just type WinVer, which pops up a small window showing the version. Next, macOS is Apple's desktop system, and it runs only on Apple hardware. It's Unix-based, so it has a powerful built-in terminal. Linux, on the other hand, is open source and completely free. Instead of one product it comes in many distributions, or distros, such as Ubuntu. Linux dominates the world of servers and cloud computing because it's stable, lightweight, and free to deploy at scale. Phones and tablets run their own operating systems. Android is open source, made by Google, and used by many manufacturers such as Samsung. iOS, and its tablet version iPadOS, is closed source and runs only on Apple devices. That closed approach lets Apple keep very tight control over how everything looks and behaves. There's no single best operating system, you choose based on the job. Windows for business apps, macOS for Apple-centered creative work, and Linux for servers and developers. Just as important is the vendor lifecycle. Every operating system eventually reaches end of life, after which it stops getting security updates. A technician must track those dates, because an unsupported system is a real security risk. Let's recap. The operating system manages hardware, files, and users, all built on the kernel. You use it through a GUI by clicking, or a CLI by typing. The main systems are Windows, macOS, Linux, and on mobile, Android and iOS. Your task: open a terminal and find your OS name and version. On Windows run get-computer info into select-object, then try WinVer. On Mac or Linux run uname-a. Then look up whether your version is still in support.